And let's get back to
the drug pricing. And so for a
get back to the real fucking Help Joe.
long time, the pharmaceutical industry has been fighting this, but it looks like included in this bill, Medicare, the federal government will be able to negotiate prices. And sure, we all want to pay less for prescription drugs, but we also want key innovations and new blockbusters in fighting cancer and heart disease and all these issues, which the industry says it will prevent because it totally changes the economics for them.
Well, let's use some comparisons here. The largest provider of health care in America is the VA. Okay, the largest provider is the VA. So with them being the largest provider, they have been negotiating for the lowest drug prices for many, many years, way before Medicare Part D came into play, and that George W. Bush allowed PBMs and all them to come into play. So that has not stymied at all any innovation or creation. Medicaid has been negotiating for prices. Why shouldn't Medicare? Why is not, for some reason, Medicare not allowed to enjoy the same low prices? Why can't we put caps on insulin, life-saving insulin? Why can't we do some of the things that we've been allowing other agencies to do? That's all we've asked for.
Dark Mansion, rise up.
And that's something we've all agreed on. I think 80% of Americans agree that should be done. And that's in this bill.
I think they would argue, though, it makes the economics less predictable and makes it even riskier to go into high-risk areas of research and development around the healthcare side.
Wouldn't this be Light Mansion? No, dude. It's dark when he's like, when Joe Brandon does something for the first time ever that is like, it's like unironically good. That's dark Joe Brandon. That's dark Brandon. When same principle applies to him as well.
Those drugs were never touched. Those drugs they're talking about, which are on the board right now, just came into being and still don't, and they still have the protection.
Not insulin, it was EpiPen. His daughter made EpiPen prices higher.
Exclusivity? Those drugs aren't being touched at all, Sarah. It's only the 10 most drugs that have gone, and it's just unbelievable how they.
Well, they think it'll expand to 10, and I think there's room for expansion into 20. But the bottom line, Senator Manchin,
unless we have legislation.
Why are you putting this in this bill? Drug prices. I went back and looked at the CPI report in June, 2.5% higher than they were last year. This is not what is hurting Americans. At least it's not the primary driver of higher prices right now.
Democrat we're here representing our constituents. I can tell you my constituents in West Virginia want to be able to get lower drug prices through Medicare and the life-saving insulin they need, okay? They want caps on that. It's ridiculous. And 80% of Americans across this great nation, Democrats and Republicans alike, overwhelmingly, please reduce the prices of drugs. This is a start. And if they think this is going to basically disassemble the whole pharmaceutical and big pharma, I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. That's not.
No, I think they just think it's harder. And it's not the primary driver of inflation.
React harder, chair. React harder. Where'd he go? Anyway, Manchin conceded his reconciliation bill will not hurt pharma profits if they think this is going to disassemble big pharma. I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. Honestly, dude. Like, I can see some members in this community being like fucking fans of LaRouche and shit. You know what I mean? Like, there's hella fucking rudderless ship. There's a hella rudderless ships in this community. Like, I can see you if you're falling for these other grifts. Like, I can see you falling for that too. Weeby, shut the fuck up. Hook up insulin and pens like a meth lab and sling it for the low. Made a Greek chicken for dinner to honor my ancestry, and I have to say I've never had a Turkish chicken, but I'm sure it's shit compared to this. That's because the only thing Turkey is good at is dessert. You're out of your fucking mind, brother. Döner. Owned. Döner. Breaking. A bill enhancing healthcare and disability benefits for millions of veterans exposed to toxic burn pits won final approval in the Senate on Thursday. The bill now goes to President Joe Biden's desk to be signed into law. Bro, going forward in the United States of America, even if you want a fucking absolute layup of a bill, like let's pay the cancer treatment of the veterans bill, because that's what this bill is. Even if you want to get that passed, you got to get like a fucking, incredibly famous comedian guy to advocate for it and cry on the fucking steps of Congress. I mean, this is good progress, right? And that's great. Everybody shut the fuck up about Donut versus Gyro. I want to fucking... Sometimes I wish there was like a button that I could just press and then your computer would slap you in the fucking face. Okay? Like, literally. We've moved on. Just a little smack. Just like, wake up! Anyway. So, I'm reporting you for assault. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Anyway. Jon Stewart had to snoop in for cancer treatments for 9/11 first responders. Republicans were blocking it, of course. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is a disaster. Okay? This is a disaster. You understand? Like, the bill is good, ultimately, but the fact that this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do. You need to have, like, famous guy go and fucking cry outside of Congress in order for, like, literally the most layup bill, the most bare minimum layup fucking bill to get passed is insane to me. It is actually hard for me to see this as a victory in many respects. Oil and gas fat cats swimming in cash while millions of Americans skip meals and swelter their unprecedented heat. Between April and June, Chevron brought $11.62 billion in profit. Yes, of course. It's up 247% from Q2 of last year. Exxon reaped $17.9 billion in profit, 273%. Shell netted $16.7 billion. Broke Boys, which was only 107% more than Q2 2021. First quarter this year was similarly profitable for the big three. Everyone's profits are up 200%. I wonder why. I wonder how we can combat these fucking oil prices. I mean, I've said it time and time again, so it doesn't matter. Let's get back. Let's get to fucking